I'm going to show you some ways to be keeping it safer with Schaefer. John Schaefer, always good to see you.
Good to see you, yeah.
All right, keeping it safer is one thing. Let's try and keep it a little less expensive, because when it comes to auto insurance, never seems to go down.
No.
Always goes up.
That's right.
How can I save? How can I attack those numbers?
I get those calls every day, like, hey, I need to save on my insurance or my renewals. So here's a couple of my best tips that you can save some money on. The biggest thing I see is people get speeding tickets, and they just think that, hey, I'll just pay for that ticket. I don't want to go to court. I'll just sign it, plead guilty. But on average, that ticket costs you $25 extra a month for that infraction on your insurance. So
sort of like you're talking about $300 more over a year or something like that.
So what my advice, get an attorney, get it taken off. If your kid gets a ticket, wife, spouse, whatever, get that taken out, because that just adds to your insurance. And then, kind of avoid wrecks, which is hard to avoid, of course, but, just making sure, don't be a distracted driver. If you have kids yelling, don't be on your phone, just make sure you're not doing any of that stuff, because accidents will increase your insurance, stays on there for 5 years. So
I found being on a phone or something like that, even if you're just talking, try and think of what has happened in the past 5 or 10 minutes, and you won't remember. Because your concentration was on the phone.
That's right. Yeah, and sometimes, it takes a split second to get in a big accident, which could cost you millions if they decide to sue you and they get hurt. So
that's very true.
One thing I get customers all the time. They got kids that are 15 years old. They have to be listed on the policy. So young drivers. So we have some ways here at the Resource Center. I've got some great companies that we can get a lower rate for you, but they have to be listed as soon as they get that permet.
Okay. So you don't wait for a license.
You don't wait for a license. It's like the old days when I was in school, or you were in school, when you didn't have to list them as a driver. Now you must list them as a driver on the policy. If your kid doesn't get a permit till 18, that's fine. Just list them when they're 18. But if they're driving the car, you've got to call your insurance agent. They have to be listed.
Okay.
So another one of my best tips is telematics. That's a big thing with insurance companies. You can do an app on your phone. You can actually have a plug-in device. That saves you money, and it actually reflects the way you drive.
So if you are a very good, very safe driver, this is telling your insurance company, are they going to lower your rates?
Yeah, that's right, And then with some companies, we could raise your rates.
Well, there's that side of it.
If you're a horrible driver. So basically, and it makes you drive well. I did a test phase with it. And then, on an on-ramp, I would, hammer it down and just see what it would do, and just see. But it made you drive better, because it's in the back of your mind, like, hey, I got to drive better because I got to get my score better. So
it's money.
That's right. And
so you maybe ease off the pedal a little bit.
And it covers distracted driving, acceleration, braking, hours you're driving. If you're driving in the middle of the night, out doing no good, that's not good. You could have accidents.
I would think about it as maybe I think I'm a really good driver.
Right.
But those numbers say, no, you're not. Not really. You can, or even if you are, you could still improve.
Right. You could, And then another thing too, people don't think about this, is improve your credit score. Don't have all those open accounts. We really don't run your credit, but we have an insurance score. So you want to make sure and keep that insurance score up. That means keeping that credit up, keep your bills paid off. That helps with your insurance.
It sounds like, that credit number is sneaking into all these different parts of life without you realizing it, but it can help an insurance company determine this is not a responsible person.
Right. And I try to coach all my customers on that, like, hey, keep your credit score up, don't get any tickets. Another thing that I also recommend too is bundle your insurance. You have it all, one-stop shop. We can get your boat, your RV, campers, your umbrella, get all that stuff in one-stop shop. So
well, I know from personal experience, if you bundle, you save a few bucks.
Right. And then one good thing about me is I can look at your policy. We can customize it to your needs, depending. What if your kid is an Uber driver, or what if he delivers pizzas? We've got to know that. I ask those questions. You have to be insured differently on that car if you're out there delivering pizzas or Amazon.
Well, that's one of the advantages of speaking to you, is the fact that you get personalized service. It's not just, well, everybody, there's the box you have to fit in.
That's right.
How do they get in touch with you?
So you can call me. If you have a flip phone, you can flip it open, dial it. There's some flip phones. I got my grandma one
I have
last
one, but
week.
it wasn't supposed to. I flipped it out of my hand.
So call 417-766-4689. Or if you're technology, you could open your phone, scan that QR code. It's a direct link to me. We can quote you, get you all squared away. Or you can contact me here at the Resource Center Insurance.
All right, so there you go. That's what it's all about when you're keeping it safer with Schaefer.